player plays the ball, what cue do they have to know it's an overlap?
The player that's receiving the ball?
No, the player that's making the run.
If that touch goes inside.
Yeah, but if you play it to me, okay, and I touch inside, how do I know you're coming on the overlap?
Right, the communication.
So what do you have to say?
You have to...
Hold! Yeah, you got to yell hold so that player can hear. Okay? Now, this is your second stage and you had no pressure. So I wrote down here what might have been better for this particular activity is maybe a 4v4 plus 1 game with a narrow grid. So guys, listen, if you get this topic, he started with playing, dragging it inside, overlapper going, cross, no pressure on the overlapper, no pressure on the crosser, no pressure in the middle. This is your second stage, so you have to have some sort of pressure. What I'm suggesting is maybe you do something like a 4v4 plus 1, because it's a small-sided game, and instead of being fat and wide, what should it have been? Because it's overlap. So you have to have room to get in behind. You have to. So if you have 4v4 plus 1, the one plays on the attacking team. That way there's more opportunities to overlap. So that way you're getting some pressure. You're getting some chances for different players to come forward. Here might have been better for a warm-up because there's no pressure on it and you're working on the mechanics of it. Okay? Your second stage, you brought in a coach and you made it 7v4. That became too easy. Okay, so the 7 guys, the 7 players, were able to do really what they wanted. My suggestion is this. Okay, so you have, it's wide backs in the overlap, so the X's are going this way. Okay, so you can be there. So you play anywhere you want. And then you have to coach this player on how they get forward. So you got a wide midfielder, a fullback, So you got 4 midfielders, 2 strikers, and 2 fullbacks. So now you coach this player and that player on how to get forward, when to get forward, how to clear the space, and things like that. So that would have been, and then you might have 4 midfielders and either 3 defenders or 4 defenders. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 against 8 or 7. Okay, you had here 8v6, but you had 7v4. If you need the numbers, drag those guys off the bench and make them do the job for you. Okay? So you understand what I'm saying there? Okay, so it's wide back. So what I'm saying to him is, have a wide back. So Carl's my left back. And then JD's my left midfielder. And then I got midfielders here and strikers there. And then I've got a right back over there and a right midfielder. So I serve the ball any way I want. Now I coach. Is that a time for him to go forward? Or is it a time for him to hold? Is it a time for the right back to get into the attack? Okay? And you can also do things like a third man run. So what I mean by that is, it just doesn't have to be me playing to Eric and me going. Okay? It could be I play to Andy, Andy plays back to somebody else, and I go. And I get served. So it doesn't have to be the guy that played the ball that's making the run. So you can overlap on the blind side as well, meaning this. The play's going on here. Boom, it's on the left-hand side of the field. But the right back has snuck into the attack, and it's going on the overlap. If the right back's going forward, what's he saying to the right midfielder as he wants to clear the space for himself? What's he saying? Eric, tuck in, tuck. He tucks in. The player marking him has gone inside with him. I've got some space. So you can get an overlap on ball side, and you can get an overlap on the far side as well. Yeah.
I was going to make a point. I don't know if anybody else noticed it, but when the other team, the girls that just left, were with this group, I think it was the last game that they played in, that happened twice, where the little blonde girl on this team, the outside back.
She just did it right here in front of us.
Yeah, and the girl with the black hair.